Hello there. Have you heard about remarketing campaigns and are a bit confused about those? The good news is that's the topic of this video. Welcome to the 15th video of Google Ads series. In this video, we are going to discuss how to set up, when to set up, who should use remarketing campaigns, what are the important considerations, and finally, how to set up these campaigns in Google Ads. Now, before we jump into remarketing, you might have to get familiar with some terms. Now, suppose the eToro search campaign we are running, we received 100 clicks on that campaign, which means that roughly 100 people will click on this ad and land on our landing page. Now, we would definitely want all of them to sign up, but that never happens. As for the starts, roughly 5 people will sign up and 95 people of these users who clicked on the ads will not sign up. Now, these 5 people who signed up are the conversions for our campaign, and the conversion rate would be 5 divided by 100. So in this case, the conversion rate would be 5%. Now, to give you a perspective, overall on Google Ads in 2021, it's reported that on an average, the campaigns received 2 to 5% conversion rate, depending on a lot of factors like who was the advertiser, what industry was the advertiser from, what were they selling. Now, if you pay attention, these 95% or 95 users who clicked on the ad and did not convert on the page, they actually had intent to buy our product or a service before clicking on the ad. That's why they clicked in the first place. Now, that being said, don't you think that whenever we have display and video campaigns running, what we primarily do is we target people based on in-market audiences, based on affinity audiences and whatever. So what we primarily are doing is we are targeting these people with our ads, thinking that they might be interested in our ads. And some of them are and some of them aren't. But these 95% people who already have intent, don't you think before we run the prospecting campaigns targeting wider audience, we should focus on these 95% users as well because they already have higher intent than what we are prospecting in other campaigns. So that's where remarketing campaigns come in picture. Remarketing campaigns are those campaigns where we target to only people who have already visited our website. And as for the stats and my personal experience as well, remarketing campaigns have a much higher conversion rate than our regular prospecting campaigns. Now, basically what happens is when a user clicks on our ad, they land on our website and they leave without converting. They go onto other websites. We retarget them with our remarketing campaigns while they are on other websites and apps so that they can click on our ad again and come back to our website and convert. Now, before we go ahead and I show you how to set up remarketing campaigns, there are certain questions which people, generally, when they are introduced to remarketing campaigns, they ask. The first one is, why do remarketing campaigns work? Why do they have higher conversion rates? I already explained this because they already had intent in the first place. That's why they clicked on our ads before. They visited our website. Now, this leads us to our second question, which is if they did not convert in their first visit to our website, why do we think that they will convert on their second or third visit through remarketing campaigns? Now, there are a lot of reasons. If you think about your personal experience as well, there are a lot of reasons why somebody would click on an ad and not convert. One of the reasons can be maybe they were in a rush, maybe they liked our product, they went to our website, which is let's say an e-commerce website, but they were in a metro or they were traveling or they were doing something else and they thought, okay, you know what? I'll buy this later. Now maybe some of the users later forget. So remarketing campaigns help in that way to remind them later that, okay, you know what? You were checking this product, you might be still interested. And a lot of times users, when they are exposed to ads, again, at that moment of time, they are not in a rush and they go ahead and buy products as simple as that. And there can be other reasons as well. Maybe once they checked our product, they were like, okay, we want to buy this product, but let me research a bit more maybe to explore other options. But later they forget about our product while they were exploring other options. It might be a good way to remind them about the product in the first place, because when users are in their buying journey, they check so many products, generally, and they forget some of the products. So remarketing campaigns will help in that case as well. It can range from maybe they wanted somebody else's opinion as well. I checked a product or let's say a real estate project. I shared it with my friend to ask him, what do you think about this project? Later it falls into cracks and they forget about it sometimes. And in those scenarios it can help as well. Sometimes the users are not generally in a mood to buy. Let's say I checked a holiday package, I clicked on it, I went and there were a lot of details. I was like, okay, I don't want to check all these details. But later when we retarget them with our campaigns, at that point, probably they are interested. They have a bit of time and they check it and they book it. For e-commerce websites, it's even more beneficial because a lot of times people just leave their products in the cart and do not buy and think about, okay, I'll buy it later. Now, remarketing campaigns helps them to remind those users that you have some products in the cart. But there are instances when user probably clicked on the ad, they went to the website, they didn't like the reviews, they didn't like the project at all, they thought something else. On the landing page, they came to know that, okay, this is not something I'm looking for. There will be those audiences as well. But overall, when you look at the overall remarketing campaigns, they will generate results for you. They will improve your conversion rates from your prospecting campaigns. Now, generally throughout the industry experts believe in this, and I firmly believe in this as well, that every search campaign should have a 10% to 20% of budget allocated for remarketing campaigns. For example, if you have $100,000 in a month to spend on a search campaign, you should always allocate $80,000 to $90,000 for the search campaign, and out of this, keep $10,000, $20,000 budget for a remarketing campaign supporting this search campaign. Now, when you will compare your results, for example, with only allocating this budget to search campaign and allocating with remarketing, overall, with these $100,000, you will always have better results. But there are other things you need to consider before you jump into setting up remarketing campaign. So generally, your remarketing strategy should have that what type of content you will use specifically for only remarketing campaigns. More details on this in a bit when we are setting the remarketing campaigns. I'll just show you some examples as well. But the other consideration is that you can only run the marketing campaigns of your website visitors only when you have already the conversion pixels and remarketing pixels set up on your website. Which I showed you in the previous video how to do that. So that being said, let's jump into my laptop and I will show you how to set up a remarketing campaign in Google Ads. Okay, so we have logged into our Google Ads account here. Now, to set up a remarketing campaign, and the first thing you do is you go to the campaign section here and then click on this create campaign. So it will give you these options about the campaign. And this particular campaign, remarketing campaign, we will set it for this particular real estate client, which is the real client. Campaign with the real creators and everything to make you understand how it will work. And because I cannot put pixels on eToro website, so I cannot give you an example. So once you click on new campaign, it will give you these options. Like before, we will select Camp Creator Campaign without a goal guidance, and then it will take you to what campaign you can want to create. Now, please understand that in terms of remarketing campaigns, you can create a display campaign as well as a YouTube or video campaign as well. But then in our case, we will just create display campaigns. So some advertisers, some suggest that you should have both display and video campaigns as remarketing campaigns. Honestly, if you don't have much budget, I would suggest to go with display campaigns only. But if you have huge budgets, you can 2 campaigns, 1 display and 1 video. So I will select display here. Now, once you select a display, then it'll ask you which conversion goal do you want to create. For example, in my previous video, if you have watched about conversion pixels, we set up and we named it as Submit Lead. In this ad account, we create the name given to it as Submit Lead Forms as well. So this is where it will appear. So this campaign, when this goes live, so whenever this Submit Lead form is triggered, which we implemented on website, so this will count as a conversion. So we will know how many leads are actually filled from this particular campaign. Then we click on Continue, straightforward till here. And then this is the web page people will go to after clicking your ad. I'll just go to our landing page. I'll copy it here. I'll paste it here. So I'll name it Display Remarketing Campaign October 2022. And the next setting it will ask you is where do you want to target? In our case, we want to target United Arab Emirates. And know about the other options which we discussed in search campaign. So no point going through them again. And then it'll ask you which languages. I'll remove English. I'll target all languages in UAE because everyone speaks English, but I want the ads to appear even on Arabic websites or whatever. Then I will go to more settings. It's asking me how do I want to optimize, prefer best performing ads. So I'll leave it as that because we will upload multiple ads here, display ads. I want Google to always show the one which is performing better. And I want it to serve all day. Remarketing campaign because it will only serve people who have been to the website. So it makes sense. I'll show it on all devices and nothing. Start date and end date, I'll leave start date, let's say 12, which is today. And I'll end on 31, let's say, if it's a 1-month campaign. It depends on the search campaign. If that's always on, you can keep this always on without an end date as well. And then content.